Hello, Bashar. My name's Katrina. I listen to a lot of your teachings and I feel I have a good understanding. But there's one thing that I just can't quite get my head around. So I was hoping you could help me. So I understand that we have soul contracts and that we decide what we are going to go through or experience in this life. But then I struggle to see how that sits with parallel universes and how much of what we're doing is free will and about controlling our state of being, and how much was already going to happen and there was no different, and there's nothing we could have done to change that from happening. So just to be clear, I feel like it's quite a complex question, but how much of our experience in this physical reality is already predetermined and we have no impact on it whatsoever, and how much of our experience in this reality is to do with our state of being and what we're changing and what we're shifting through.
The idea is, again, that the soul has determined what the life path is, and the life path is you. Your unique personality, in a sense, is the life path, and the challenges that you face that are relevant for your unique physical personality to face. That is not changeable. That is what you would call destiny. Even though it's the product of the free will of the soul self that you are, to the physical personality, it feels like destiny because you cannot become other than who you are. You will face everything that you face as who you are, as this unique personality. You are the life path. But how you handle it, how you face those things, the rate at which you face them, the speed, fast, slow, the magnitude of how many things you express, how many people you touch in life, those are all based on your free will as a physical being. So the idea is what it is that crops up is more about what the soul has chosen that you cannot change, but how it is you interact with those things is completely up to the free will of your physical personality. You can be happy, you can be sad, you can do it quickly, you can do it slowly, you can walk, you can run, you can fly, you can jump, you can crawl, you can affect 20 people, 200 people, 2 million people, 200 million people. You can express one of your passions, 10 of your passions. All these things are flexible and malleable depending upon the degree to which you want to express who and what you are in relation to the challenges you face that help you grow. But the challenges that you face, in a sense, have been relatively predetermined. Sometimes different kinds of challenges can serve the same purpose, and so there might be some flexibility in exactly what kind of a challenge you face, as long as the lesson that the soul needs to learn can be delivered by that challenge or more than one challenge. Then it won't necessarily matter what the challenge is, as long as the lesson the soul needs to learn is embedded in one or more of those challenges. Then you can choose whatever. But again, it's what the soul needs for its growth that has been determined by the soul, and therefore that effect has to happen. But how you face it is up to you. So we trust that that simplified the answer for you.
Good day. Aloha. What a pleasure to be interacting with you.
And for us as well.
I am a part of a community in Hawaii focused on healing, ecological restoration, and spiritual exploration, and dreaming, especially lucid and incubatory healing dreams is very much one of our central practices and focuses.
All right.
And we just recently built a dream temple inspired by the ancient Greek Asclepian tradition of healing and incubatory dreams, where people who are called would come in and have this special dream to receive messages or healing directly.
All right.
And all this came through a guidance in a lucid dream to the founder who started the place.
All right. Do you have a question?
Yes, absolutely. We just had lucid dream workshop completed, and we've had some very interesting experiences, including someone seeing these gold animal-like eyes in one of the avatars while they were fully awake.
Yes.
Would you be able to tell us more about that entity, or what or who it was?
This would seem to be a mix of things. It would be part elemental, an overlap from someone on your spirit team, but also something connected to the teachers of the earth, to plant medicine. So heavy on the elemental side, a little bit connected to the spirit world, connected to the plant consciousness on your planet, something that represents, something that is an apparition of, something that can function as a guide in nature, a nature guide, a type of entity that we would simply refer to as a nature guide.
Is this nature guide here because we want to engage more with plant medicine and herbalism and that sort of thing?
Yes, that's why we are also sensing a strong connection to the idea of plant medicine in this experience, in this being. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. Besides this experience, we've also had very curious other experience that may be considered unusual, such as seeing lights, dancing lights around the land that would go straight into the ocean, which is very nearby. And also there has been a reported crop circle in the old sugarcane field.
All right.
Are any of these connected to ET presences?
Yes, and also spirit presences. They can be both together in combination, collaborating in these experiences.
Is there any significance to this particular place that attracts this kind of activity?
Yes, it is a strong vortex, a strong portal.
Does this portal go deep into the earth? Like some people have felt like this sensation of it going towards the earth rather than going up into the sky.
That's just the nature of the energy of that particular portal. So yes, sometimes portals can go down into the earth, but the energy, the streaming of the energy, the direction of the energy has a lot to do with the idea of nature. And therefore it's going to, in a sense, point toward the earth.
That's where we'll get our energy and inspiration from the earth, from nature.
Yes, from Gaia.
From Gaia.
Does that help you?
Yes, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
One other question. Are healing miracles that have been reported in ancient times in these kind of Asclepian communities, are they probable or likely, provided that the person healing matches this frequency?
Yes.
in the same way that we have created here.
Well, in a sense, yes. The idea is that a so-called healing miracle is someone who has matched a frequency that represents another version of themselves in a different reality that never experienced the idea of the condition or disease, and therefore they don't contain it because they never did. It's a true shift into a different reality, a different vibration altogether that represents a different person, a different personality. Even if they look the same as you think they used to be, they are not. They are a different person. And they don't have because they never had that condition.
And what is the role of the plant medicine in this healing journey of medicine?
As a permission slip, like all things, all objects, all disciplines, all tools, all techniques in physical reality are simply permission slips that align with your belief system because you believe you need it to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. So it can help. It just depends on what you're attracted to. The attraction tells you it will probably align with your belief system and work for you.
Thank you so much for this interaction.
You are welcome.
Many
Good day.
blessings. Good day.
Greetings, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
My first question is out of curiosity. Do you wear shoes?
The idea of coverings on our feet are simply part of the overall clothing apparatus that we do wear that is a shape-shifting nanotechnological apparatus that can conform to many different shapes and perform many different tasks. But part of it is covering on our feet, yes.
Does it wear out very quickly around your feet?
It does not wear out at all.
Very nice. Okay, so my main question is, I'm trying to learn for myself when I should take action and help someone, as opposed to just not interfering and letting them live their life.
Well, synchronicity sometimes gives you a strong indication by putting you together in certain circumstances where it becomes obvious that a conversation can ensue from that interaction. And also the circumstances themselves can demonstrate whether or not it might be helpful to share an idea with them without necessarily needing them to take it, but just offered as a suggestion that could help and make their life better in some way, shape, or form. So any form of interaction that does actually come up can be, to some degree, an opportunity. But again, you have to have the sensitivity and the discernment to tell when it is that someone might be open to having a suggestion given to them and when you might have to just simply let them arrive at a certain point on their own.
Yeah, that's really, really clear and helpful. And I think, I was thinking about it as like providing like a recommendation or a suggestion, but I like the way you say it about just having a conversation or potentially sharing an idea. I think there's a lot in there for me there.
Well, yes. And also, of course, you can also just simply say, something has occurred to me that might be of help to you. Is it all right if I share that with you? And then you can allow them to be the one that determines whether or not it's appropriate.
I love that. Do you have, are there any like examples that you could think about that, here on Earth we think is like a helpful thing to do for another person, but really it's not as helpful as it seems? Does any examples like that come up that might be helpful for me?
Well, you have to also always examine why you think you need to share something with someone. You have to make sure that your intention doesn't have a hidden agenda to it. Like, oh, I need to do this for my own self, for my own self-worth, or something like that that might actually be a negative reason as opposed to a truly helpful, positive one. So as long as you are transparent within yourself about why it is you feel the need to share something with someone, then again, it's a skill that you can develop to have discernment about when it's appropriate and when it's not.
Are there any useful beliefs or intentions that I might try on when working with other people?
Well, is it your intention to be of help?
It is, and I found that the more I try and help, the more everyone is worse off, which is why I have this question.
But this is what I'm saying. It's not about trying to help. It's about having the discernment about what help is appropriate. So the idea is developing the skill where you read the energy, read the room, I believe you humans say, and take note of when it seems appropriate or when it doesn't, or how information might even be delivered in a more offhanded, suggestive way, as opposed to such a direct kind of communication that they may feel they're not ready for. So you can make observations when it seems appropriate that might be more offhand and not even seem necessarily directed at them, or even bring up a subject that might even seem to have nothing at all to do with the situation, but which you know contains information that they may need. Like all of a sudden, you know, I just read a most interesting book the other day that was talking about this. I think that might be something you would enjoy if you like, but I'm just making a suggestion.
I love it. And I think that's exactly what I needed for today. So I appreciate it.
Our deep appreciation to you as well. Good day.